What's up, guys? It's OP Rob here. Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another video. And today, guys, I've got a special guest here, Neko's Heir. Introduce yourself, Neko.
What's up, guys? Thanks for having me on here, OP Rob, man. It's a pleasure, man. Good to be here. Yeah, definitely.
No doubt, man. I know you're usually doing your Kengen stuff. Yeah, exactly.
Still a
But
big fan of One Piece, though, isn't it?
Exactly. But anyway, we're here to talk about One Piece chapter 1011 or 1011, if you guys want to call it that, which comes out on Friday. But before we do that, we want to just briefly touch up on the last chapter, which was 1010. And I just want to know your original thoughts on that before we go into the predictions for the new one. So we know that the last one, we had a situation where Big Mom was finally off the roof. She was falling down, and she was actually saved by Prometheus and Napoleon. And Napoleon obviously asked her for a favor. And then just after that, when Kid and Killer are deciding to actually go after her, we see some clouds forming. So there's quite a lot of speculation going on about that. People think it's Zeus. I don't know if that's what you think as well. What are your thoughts on that bit?
Yeah, personally, I think that she's going to be making a new Zeus or like an equivalent to Zeus, isn't it? Like, it kind of seems that way, like she's been trying to rely on Zeus and he hasn't really been doing much. He kept on going to Nami. He was with Nami for all that time. It kind of seems like he's a traitor. And the way that Prometheus has been whispering in Big Mom's ear, it just seems like maybe she'll just be like, you know what, let me just start again. Use some of her soul energy, put it into the clouds, and then she's done and got a new one. She can leave Zeus forever. And it kind of opens up the room for Nami to inherit Zeus in a way. Yeah. So that would be a good power up for her, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I think I agree with that. I think for me, I was a bit confused because I was kind of like, I think you might interpret Big Mom's powers a bit more differently to me, because I didn't quite understand if she can sort of just take out souls from herself and then just make a homie just like that. What is your take on how her power actually works?
You mean like instead of her going up to like a random person, taking a bit of their soul and putting it in?
Yes, because yeah, exactly. Like in Whole Cake Island, we saw that there was quite a lot of people that would donate souls, lifespans and stuff. And I think that's kind of how she got the souls to make her homies. But I'm just wondering that if the clouds is maybe sort of a misleading thing to us to make us think that maybe that's what's happening, or maybe not. And also, if that's the case, how do you think that her power is just like, okay, when she takes the souls, she takes it into herself, and then later on, whenever she wants, she can just create a homie?
So now, to be honest, it's very possible. Like, Oda likes to troll us with some of these stuff, so it could just be a misleading thing. But the way I understand it anyway is that like she takes a portion of people's souls, she can put it into like minor stuff like teacups or bread or something like that, and they start singing and stuff. But I think for her, like her more personal or main homies, the ones that she keeps around her, they're part of herself. And how they have like Zeus, and the reason that he follows Nami is because she keeps on feeding him that thing from her climate act.
Yeah.
And that greed kind of aspect. So I think that's supposed to be like a part of, because he's a part of Big Mom's soul. And obviously Big Mom has that issue with food. Like, it's supposed to be linked to that, I think.
Okay. I see. Okay. No, that makes sense. Yeah, because I was a bit... that bit at first glance, I thought, okay, maybe she's going to create another series straight away. But then it just got me thinking that it's interesting, because we really need to sort of understand how her power really works.
Yeah, you're right. It's not been explained in detail yet.
No, not yet, because I think from sort of a normal standpoint, it does seem like, yes, she can create it, because why can't she do it? Create another Zeus. But at the same time, I was like, maybe it's not Big Mom, maybe it's something else. that's forming the clouds possibly.
Yeah, I saw someone saying it could be like something to do with the Conqueror's Haki, maybe like because it was increasing around the area. Do you know, like when Shanks and I think it was Whitebeard were clashing, there was like storms and lightning and stuff like that.
Yes.
So I saw like a few theories about that, which is possible.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen quite a lot of crazy, theories. But in fact, this leads us to my next question in regards to the previous chapter is, we go into after that situation, we cut off and we go on. Obviously, we go on to Zoro and Law side, and obviously we see that Zoro actually launches his Ashura attack, and it's deemed that he has Conqueror's Haki, which obviously most of us, and I'm pretty sure you did as well, most of us assumed that Zoro would have Conqueror's Haki, being the right-hand man of Luffy, and also wanting to be the world's strongest swordsman. And obviously, again, we could then move on to Luffy actually, showing an advanced level of Conqueror's Haki usage, not necessarily an advanced Conqueror's Haki, but just using it in an advanced way. Later on in the chapter. What is your take on the Conqueror's Haki? Because I remember when I did my review recently, I said that it's possible that Conqueror's Haki is a spirit. And the reason why I had that take was because I was looking at that and I was reading the chapter again, and I saw that Kaido kept saying that, even with those eyes, he's still looking at me, even if, he's sort of knocked out. So my question was, could Kaido really and truly kill Luffy if he tried? If Luffy was knocked out, is it a possibility that Luffy's Conqueror's Haki would itself protect Luffy from Kaido's attack? Is that a possibility?
As in, like, if Kaido was about to hit him, like this Conqueror's Haki would almost like wake him up in a way, or it would stop. Like, would
it stop? Would it activate? Is it possible that this Conqueror's Haki could be a spirit where, that's what in hindsight could be what Conqueror's Haki is? That is actually a spirit within you. Not everyone has it, but those with the King's Haki and the strong will, have this spirit within them, and each Conqueror might be different. And so Kaido is about to launch a crazy attack on Luffy that, is supposed to kill him. But the reason why I say I'm asking this question is because of the fact that Kaido said that, even when he's knocked down and defeated or whatever it is, his eyes are still, his eyes are still glaring at me, which could mean that even though he's down, there's something else within him that is still alive. And that is a problem for Kaido. Because what if Kaido is trying to kill him? And could there be a situation where, Kaido thinks he's about to kill him, but Luffy's Conqueror itself basically stops it in terms of it can block this attack. It doesn't have to come out, and then starts fighting Kaido. But I think maybe I think instead of Luffy himself channeling this Conqueror outside his body, maybe it can channel itself when it needs to protect him. Okay, is that something that you think is possible?
It's not. I think it's a possibility. It's definitely an interesting theory. We know that from like around the beginning when they first see Kaido and Wano, like he's trying to break Luffy's will almost. Like he realizes he has Conqueror's Haki, and then he starts talking about him and what's his name, Kid. Yes. And he's like, if your theory is right, like he's trying to suppress the spirit that's inside the Conquerors.
Yes.
So if he can do that, then they're weakened, and then he can get them to join him in a way. Like even Chatty was saying, it's a shame him to Zoro along those lines.
Yes, exactly. You make a good point there. It's harsh, but I don't know why it keeps ringing it to me, because I think that maybe, regardless of how Kaido is the strongest man, which he is, creature, but the strongest man in the One Piece verse, because Kaido, in my have just Luffy,
like,
yeah, and other people, Roger and all those other people had stronger will than Kaido, because Oden never had the will to go all by the fact that he was being threatened by Orochi and that he would have defeated him. And as we've seen, the only people to show crazy will against Kanks, Rocks, these are back probably. We saw those people about Luffy personally is that you can say that Luffy didn't defeat somebody, but did that person defeat Luffy? As has always been my sort of take on things, and I think that may be the case in this fight with Kaido and Luffy. Is that how does Luffy actually back down? Because he won't back down. Do you know?
Yeah, I kind of see what you're saying. Like, if it is a 1-on-1 and Luffy's not physically strong enough to beat Kaido, what's going to happen? Because you can't kill Luffy.
No, you can't. It's not possible because his will. He has such a strong will that he's not going to give up. He's going to keep going and going, and that means just shows that, in my opinion, that why his conquest is stronger than Kaido's.
Yeah,
his will should be, and if you can't train your conquest, directly, and maybe I guess you can sort of get it stronger by being stronger in other areas. I guess if you improve your overall strength, it's still a possibility that basically what I think it is that, and this will jump straight into the predictions, but let's come back to this later. Let's briefly actually touch on your boy Zoro, and what are your expectations of him actually? Because of what we just saw from him, do you think he's done?
I think he's done for this act at least. Maybe not done for the whole arc, but in terms of fighting, like he's wiped out, man. Like he's poured all of that ability into the Ashura form, wiped him out. He stopped a combined attack from 2 Yonkos. Like he's feeling pain, man. Like there's no way he's going to be able to be up and fighting again anytime soon. So I'm thinking maybe like either what's his name? Either maybe Law's going to teleport him down wherever he teleported the samurai, and someone's going to look after him there, like whoever patched them up.
Yeah.
And like I'm thinking there's still all of like, do you know how there's these theories about Zoro possibly having ties to Wano through his history or something like that? Like he could be part of a certain bloodline, or maybe his teachers from Wano. I think if he's not fighting, it'll be an easier way to explore some of those pathways if they are going to be true. So like he could stay with the Scabbards and then continue with them and maybe discover something while Luffy and whoever's still up there still fighting Kaido and Big Mom.
That's actually a pretty good point, about actually exploring Zoro's history, possibly, while everyone else is fighting. I think that actually makes a lot of sense. But do you think I have reservations of Zoro being done in this fight because of the fact that I keep thinking he's the one to reopen Kaido's wound?
Yeah. No, you're definitely right on that. But I'm thinking maybe that, like, it depends what Oda's thinking for this fight and how long it's going to last, to be fair. Because I'm reckoning it could probably pass over to the next act. And if it does, Zoro could come back later on. But if it is just this act, then yeah, Zoro needs to get up and start slicing again. I can't lie.
So do you actually think that there's going to be 2 more acts, like 5 acts, like people say, or do you think it's just, or what are you leaning towards?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if there's another 2 acts, but I think the 5th act is probably just going to be like where they wrap everything up, like an epilogue kind of thing. And like the next act's going to be whatever comes next with the Flying Six and all those kind of fights. And then obviously everything that's going on with Tama and
Momonosuke.
as a whole. Yeah, Momonosuke as well, definitely.
No, that's true. Okay. So, in terms of your predictions for the chapter that comes out on Friday, 10/11, what are you thinking? Because we've got okay, so we've got Zoro possibly, as you said, you've already spoken about Zoro and what you think may happen with him.
Mhm.
But what about Kid and obviously Luffy, and also in terms of an all-round structure, do you think that, obviously Kid looks like he's going to be down there with Big Mom. So do you think that it's going to be a situation where we go down to Kid and then it sort of just fizzles down to everyone else's fight who's down there sort of thing?
That's very possible. It's interesting because I thought of it as the reverse. So it would go straight to the bottom and then work our way back up. But either way would work for me. Like, I'm interested to see what Kid's going to do. Like, of course, he's a rival of Luffy and stuff, so I'm expecting big things from him.
Okay. Are you expecting him to use that level of conquerors against Big Mom?
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't be surprised if he uses it against Big Mom. Like, these guys are split up. You've got Kid and Killer getting ready to fight Big Mom, Prometheus, Napoleon, and possibly Zeus or another form of Zeus. Like, it makes sense that if Kid's supposed to be a rival to Luffy, he'd be doing a similar kind of thing.
Yeah.
So if Luffy's doing this against against Kaido, Kid should be doing something on a similar level anyway against Big Mom.
Mm-hmm. I believe so, because I think what was interesting with Kid, not just in terms of his power, because I think in terms of will and ability, him, Kid and Luffy are pretty similar. I think what Kid probably doesn't have is the the training and development, because he's more of a he doesn't really, it's not portrayed that he trained himself to get stronger or anything like that.
Yeah.
But what I'm thinking with Kid is that what I liked was what he did with Zeus, and the fact that he was able to somehow secure him with an electromagnetic sort of a box thing he did. With that, I wonder if he can sort of, with his magnetic devil fruit that he's got, channel his devil fruit. Channel his King's Haki into that to cause, obviously, to use that as an attacking force against Big Mom.
That would be pretty mad, actually, to be fair. And yeah, going off what you're saying as well, with the container and thing, imagine if he could channel his King's Haki into that. So like he could wrap his King's Haki around the container, making it difficult. Like, imagine if he trapped Big Mom in a box and she couldn't get out because the King's Haki was wrapped around it or something like that.
Whoa. I never thought about that. That is crazy.
It's mad. To be fair, only just because you said it now that it came to my head.
Yeah, I think that would be crazy. And you know what the thing is? I kind of think that we need something like that to happen for Kid. I think we need something crazy like that from Kid's side.
Yeah, he needs a big double, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. I think so, because I think Oda is giving us small hints about it, because we already know that Kid can use Conqueror's Haki. We already know, and he already, Kid has made his moves. Too much moves. If we could say, because obviously he tried to fight Shanks, and he lost his arm. He invaded Big Mom's territory before Luffy did, actually.
Yeah.
Luffy didn't invade. He actually went for a very good reason. Whereas Kid, you literally wanted to pick war. In fact, that's what I mean by, I think their will between the two of those are very, very key, and it's very, very similar. And I think it's pretty much very similar to Whitebeard and Roger.
Right.
Where you could hardly sort of separate. There was never a case of, with Whitebeard and Roger, there was never a case of, oh yeah, they fought 1,000 times and Roger won 501 times and Whitebeard won 499 times or something like that. It was never like that. It was always, the fight lasted how many ever days and it was a draw, basically. No one actually lost the fight. Yeah, so I think that is the case for Luffy and Kid, and I want it to be that way.
Yeah, and I think a lot of the time I forget that, like, obviously during the time skip, Luffy was training, but Kid was in the streets. Like, he was in the New World, like fighting whoever, getting stronger through those fights. Likely, like you said, he was going into Big Mom's territory. He was going up against Shanks, lost his arm. So, yeah, like he's definitely during that time he would have got a lot more experience compared to Luffy as well, and had more opportunities to develop his willpower.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what I mean. But okay, so we've got the kid side sort of taking care of what we think. But we don't. Do you think that we will see Kid in the next chapter fighting Big Bomb? Because I've got a strong feeling that Oda may touch on the rooftop side first, just to give us maybe more action, and then maybe move down.
Okay.
Because especially maybe he might show us that Zoro and Law are moving away from there, and then sort of give us a hint of, okay, Luffy is actually really giving Kaido a problem, and then sort of just cut off of there, and then maybe go to Kid. But honestly, if I'm being serious, I would like to just see Kid in this one, because I think he needs the moment, and I think why not start with him? And then maybe we could then move on to maybe possibly the other Straw Hats, maybe Tamara and Co. Just those that sort of lineup. Yeah, basically to go
stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. To go that direction, because I mean, Luffy and Kaido. If Luffy is going to fight Kaido 1-on-1 till the end, that's going to be the last climax of the fight, right? So seeing it now develop right now, I like where it's at right now. So I think it's a good time to move away. Because if it's a thing where we see so much now, it means that, okay, there's a possibility that, it may not, it means that there's probably going to be another, like, there's more to happen if we're seeing so much of the fight now. But I think if we start moving on and see other people, like, let's say, Ulti and what's her name, Nami and such. Although the only issue is that where is Kid's where's Zeus basically? Is Zeus still on the roof? Because we don't know where he is anymore.
Yeah, that's true. Is he still in that box? I don't even know.
He's definitely in the box, but I don't know if the box is on the roof or if the box is with Kid.
Yeah, that's true.
And because that will determine if Kid takes it downstairs, then maybe Zeus comes out of it somehow and then sees that, oh yeah, Big Mom has another replacement for him, and then he's able to go to Nami and whatever. But at the moment, I'm just trying to figure out how he even get there in the first place, because I don't even know where he is.
No, that's a good point. Yeah, it's true. There's a lot of logistics to this, and that's why I'm wondering if what Oda's going to do is going to take us from the ground up. So, like, while all this stuff is happening on the ground and we're seeing it, other stuff is happening up there that we don't see. And then, like, imagine it is with, like, Nami and Ulti, and she's about to get knocked out again, and then the last minute Zeus comes in and helps her. But what we didn't see was that Zeus, during the meantime, was getting let out, or whatever happened, or like Kid got distracted, so wasn't able to hold the box for all that time, so he was able to escape or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. No, I think you're right. But okay, so next we have your boy Sanji. I mean, a lot of people have a lot of bones to pick with Sanji in this arc. Well, since Hokage Island, actually. But what are you thinking? Because for me, I mean, I'll tell you what my opinion is. I personally think that Sanji needs to be fighting King. Yeah, I think he needs to be fighting King. The only reason why he may not do so is because Oda would probably let Zoro go and fight King, and then Sanji fight Queen. But actually, no, sorry, my mistake. Sorry, Sanji should fight Queen because it seems like there's some kind of a weird history going on there between Queen and the Vingsmokes, with Judge.
Yeah.
I think that's probably Sanji's matchup, and then Marco could probably take care of King, And because the thing is, what I think is the thing is that Marco doesn't actually need to defeat King. All he has to do is to be there, and he's a problem for King to be distracted. That's all you need. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah, because it's not necessary that he has to. I think Sanji needs to defeat Queen, but I don't think Marco needs to. Marco's already a certified pirate and a certified driller. So, we don't really care about, King doing anything spectacular.
That's the thing. Like, even since he lost to Blackbeard, like, he hasn't gone down in ratings for me. Like, he's still
no, because Blackbeard is OP. Like he is. He's a cheat, and obviously he's OP. His team, he's got drillers. Marco was the first commander, but you can't, expect a first commander alone with the rest to hold down the fort against someone like Teach.
Yeah, especially with his abilities that affect, like, Marco's pretty much a Logia. Like, even though he's not, he's pretty much in that vein. And then Teach has the ability to stop, like, Devil Fruit ability. So it was a bit peak. Like,
yeah, exactly.
There wasn't really much he was going to be able to do, to be fair.
Yeah, and I think he does pose a great matchup for King, because they look like they have very similar. I don't know, the Devil Fruits aren't similar, but they look like they have some similarities in the fact that I think they're both like bird Devil Fruits.
Okay.
Yeah, because King has the bird thing, isn't it? He can fly into some kind of a bird or something like that. And obviously Marco is a phoenix.
That too, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Something.
So what are you hoping for Sanji though?
For Sanji, I kind of agree with you with the Queen thing, because it just makes sense. Like, I can't see Oda saying the stuff about the Vinsmokes and Queen and then just leaving it at that and nothing happens or nothing gets explained. So, especially since in this arc, Sanji's been using the that I can't remember, is it like the black armor or the Vinsmoke armor?
Yes, the Sober Mask thing.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
yeah.
We're kind of, it seems like anyway, we're kind of getting this kind of story or route where Sanji has to kind of put his past behind him or kind of feel at ease with being a Vinsmoke.
Yeah.
Like, putting on the armor, people are calling him Vinsmoke. He's like, no, I'm not a Vinsmoke, I'm Sober Mask. And like, eventually he's going to have a crisis point where he has to accept who he is. And maybe that could come through Queen. Maybe Queen's going to tell him about his family, blah, blah, blah. And they'll get into it, and through that he'll be able to understand more about his family and kind of process, yeah, I am a Vinsmoke, that's who I am, but that doesn't mean I have to be like them.
Exactly. And I think that's probably when his true power will come out.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, because it's all about willpower as well, isn't it? Like, Sanji has a very bad view of himself. He has poor self-esteem. So, yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, so I think that's what we can expect to come out of that probably, because for sure Queen is going to bring up stuff about the Vinsmokes and all that kind of stuff. But the one person I did want to speak about was, do you think we'll get anything to do with Orochi at all?
Orochi, that's a good question.
You think he's going to come back alive again now?
Yeah. I think when we were speaking about this a while ago, and you were saying that you reckon he's got like one head left in it.
Yes.
Yeah, if he does have that one left head, then for me, it's only left to two people. Either it's going to be Momonosuke taking the head, or it's going to be Hiyori taking the head.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah,
because
like that, I can understand anyway, and probably Hiyori, because like she's been saying how she wants to be a part of the fight, but because she's a woman, she's been staying out of it and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Like, it seems like a lot of Wano's is going to be about women's roles in the story as well. Like,
exactly, and probably reforming women's roles.
Definitely,
because I think in the Japanese tale of how the Orochi was killed, apparently the sword that was used was the other sword, the one that belongs to Momonosuke.
Okay.
The Habakiri sword.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's Momonosuke's sword, but I think that probably Hiyori will use Momonosuke's sword to kill Orochi. Because I think the 9 heads means that he's going to die probably.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like it has to be him. Like I wouldn't mind if it is Momonosuke that does it, but I think it'll be more satisfying if it is Hiyori, especially because
I think it will be Hiyori, but I think she will be the one to use Momonosuke's sword to do it.
Yeah.
Because I don't think Momo doesn't have the power yet to wield a sword, and and I don't think he has in his heart at the moment because he's still a boy to kill.
That's true. That's a good point.
But exactly. But no. Anyway, guys, I hope you guys are enjoying this prediction video. I just want to give a special thank to my boy Neko's Heir. Check out his channel. I'll put the link in the description. You guys already know what it is. Neko, I appreciate you coming on the channel. And no doubt. We should do this often, man.
Definitely, man. Anytime you want me, shout me in.
Of course.
One Piece.
No doubt. All right, guys. You know what to do. Like, subscribe, and share. All right, guys. OP Rot. I'm out.